Chat. How we doing? Give me 1 second. I gotta get water and I'll be right back. All right, we back. How we doing? What up, chat? What up, Hitch, Soul, Victoria, Stock Market Baby, Joe, Rake, Ticker Tickler, World of Freedom, CJ, Job, MK. How y'all doing? What up, Bish? Appreciate you, CJ. Appreciate you. What up, Tariq? How'd you guys do today? How'd y'all trade today? Gotta start out with our normal poll. How we feeling? Which way we leaning? I'm putting the third option in today because I feel like that's more so where I lean right now. Break even, CJ. I mean, break even's better than being red, brother. Break even is better than being red. At my biggest green day yet? Hell yeah, Joe. Hell yeah. Evening, Corey. Yeah, I mean, today in general, I caught a little bit of the move at the end of the day, but I did take an early loss. So, I mean, I was basically just up what we made last night on stream. What up, Elder? How you doing? Vantas, what are you watching on the YM? Yeah, YM did get steamrolled today. Something really interesting about the market is the divergence right now. And if you just look at this daily chart, you know exactly what I mean. NQ basically closed at highs, right? Closed above 30,000, huge level. Closed damn near high of day with the end of day rally. RTY closed damn near high of day, closed new all-time highs. YM got smoked. And then ES was just relatively weak. So we have a big divergence across the indices. Usually when that happens, I lean a little more consolidative. I hate to say it, but it's typically what happens. So we'll see what we can catch today. I think there's a lot of potential this week. It's just, are we going to get much of a continuation during this session is the big question. What up, Gael? Got sunburned from running in the sun for 3 hours yesterday. See, the problem isn't that you got sunburned. It's the fact that you ran for 3 hours. That's where the problem lies. It's not the sunburn. Hell yeah, Joe. I saw they got smoked. Did anyone hold oil longer last night? Because we did get our entry. I saw it never even went back to break even. And it went all the way up to damn near 95. Obviously, this pullback would have been brutal to hold through. This one's a normal oil pullback, but 93.5s, which is like our next bigger target, was right there. Was definitely potential to hold into. Swung some Tesla calls. Tell me how rich I'll be tomorrow. Let's see what Tesla looks like. If Tesla holds last week's highs, I mean, 448 isn't crazy. It's not. On a daily chart, 448 is logical. Still 3%. One name I'm slightly interested in, and it's just off of sector strength, is NVIDIA. And what I'm kind of watching, and let me get rid of a lot of this because a lot of this doesn't matter anymore. So hang on, give me a second. Let me clear up some areas. Let me clear up some old levels. There's nothing below that daily swing low matters. What I'm interested in watching is going to be this prior daily right here, holding. If we hold this retest and get a stronger trend tomorrow, I think that sets up really well for the weekly chart with a failure to go lower. And then we look towards the end of the week, possibly next week, for that move up towards like 235s. That's a target that I'm really interested in. There's obviously going to be relative strength across the sector, not so much NVIDIA. As we know, AMD's up 8%. MU, I don't know what happened with MU. I don't know what news came out. MU's up 20% today. Absolute powerhouse. Actually, I can click right here and see what news came out. Memory AI, memory is robust. HBM supply fully sold out. Okay. Fair. Nothing like insane, but obviously enough to pump it. But yeah, every single semiconductor name is just ripping right now. So what I'd be looking for is that strength to kind of carry over into NVIDIA. At the same time, you can play the continuation off the other names. It's pretty straightforward and easy. I like trading NVIDIA over the other semiconductors. That's just something I love to do. It's just a name I like to trade. But it's something I'm watching. I think it's a negative divergence right now, but we sat at a nice support after the massive drop. We did. Oh, so you're only looking for like 100. Actually, you're looking for about 90 points from here. I can see why I'm playing a little bit of catch up. The hard part for me is longing that chart. If I longed it, it would be off of this little consolidation here, but that doesn't interest me a lot. At that point, I'd probably rather look towards ES or RTY for longs, just because of what like the daily looks like. With this daily, I'd rather see a spike lower. YM doesn't have to do it. YM doesn't always spike the lows, right? It can make the move. It can do something like this where you just get that little push there. But yeah, I think I'd rather long one of these three over this one. But I see what you're looking at fully. Nice. How'd you get educated on reading charts and knowing where to enter? Well, first, I took Jake's Mastermind. I took Mastermind 1.0 4.5 years ago now, something like that. Long time ago. I took that, and then what I did after that is what really set me apart, and before it. I spent a lot of time, like 2 or 3 hours every single day, just diving into charts and studying charts. I would go through, I had a larger list than this. I think it's, no, not YM. It's this one. I went through this entire list of stocks every single day with the weekly, daily, and hourly charts, and I would break down setups that I saw that I loved in depth and kind of forward test the charts in a sense, where I would draw the setups, the exact execution I would want to take. And then at that point, I would come back and check the next day and see, all right, what worked, what didn't. And it was like getting live reps in the market without actually putting capital in the trades. If that makes sense. But I spent months doing that for 2-3 hours a night, every single night, which is what helped me a lot. Said how long if it held 213. I never did it. Yeah, Gael, the amount of those type of trades that I've had in my life where I'm like, I'm going to long this if it hits there. Even NQ last night, did anyone trade it off that level? Because we were watching it down here. The first attempt, little voice crack. The first attempt got us a rally 48 points, nothing crazy. But when we had this big broad failure around the stock market open, like the individual stock open, that's where there's basically the lows. We hit that and never returned. So that was a really nice support from yesterday. We have a lot going sideways right now. It's basically, if we can get ES over 35, I'm open. If we're looking for longs, I'm open to longing like little subtle pullbacks in this range. But a break and retest would be the most ideal. I was talking some ES longs. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. What do you mean? Do I remember you from where? If you mean talking in the chat, I can look at your logs. But other than that, I don't know because it's a YouTube name. What up, Johnny? Called shorts on oil last week. Beautiful. Did you trade the big move down? Or are you saying you called them last week and it just worked? How much of a delay is your stream, Brandon? It should be like 2 seconds. Maybe 3. Easy way to look at it is open your trading view, look at the countdown timer on the individual candles. Like for right now, this is a 5-minute, and go off of that. Should be seconds. Nothing insane at all. ES 15-minute doesn't have a wick, right? Correct. It does not. What up, Com? Something I'm interested in doing is trading those evals from yesterday that are very close to passing. We do have subtle oil strength. I would like to see oil back near the open. At that point, I'd be overly interested in longing the indices. This might be the 5-minute inside bar break that could give the entry. Problem is, I don't want to just long the breakout of the high of the range, but that might be the only opportunity. I'm going to try to give it a minute and see if something sets up a little better. Yeah, Joe, I mean, I'm more so interested in just looking for shorter term longs on the indices. I'm not looking for anything crazy for the most part, but if I can catch like a little 2R setup, I'm in for it. But it's really going to be how we react around here. Like if ES hits the top of this range and pushes lower, might be a little hands off, right? Part of that is also because oil is stronger right now. This hourly chart isn't overly aggressively weak. It's kind of just slowly trending sideways. When oil does that and you look at this 15, there's a chance it gets that break back towards 94.70s. If we get that, I'm not looking along the indices at all, because these could easily pull back on the daily perspective. The main reason for me looking at that is what I look at the market right now is just a broader range, and it's primarily due to the divergence across all the indices. We're not seeing smooth price action that correlates between all 4 names. And what that typically tends to do is lead towards a broader range on the higher time frames. We'll see if that holds or if that breaks though. Right now we do have a lot of heavy news this week. Could be setting up for that a little bit. Obviously NQ closed aggressively strong due to the semiconductors right now. So I'm really interested in seeing what tomorrow brings. What it's also going to be is tonight going to give us that opportunity. Long NQ right now? No, I'm not gonna. What up, Bugs? Do you know You know, soon we'll start reviewing random futures, can't find the schedule. That's on like a on occasion type thing. When it starts popping off in the chat, I'm in. Matthew, I don't trade ICT. I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a shit about a fair value gap. I don't. Reason I don't want to long it right now is 5 minute is currently setting up a failure to go higher, failing back below the open. That's not overly bullish. That's not a chart that I'm like, hell yeah, I want a long. ES failing the high of the range. 15's trying a failure to go higher with a minute 30 left. I'm going to let that candle do its thing. Let it close. If it closes that failure to go higher, not interested. Not a chart I would personally long. If it does recover in the next minute and a half, sure. Could be some potential there. I think there's going to be potential a little bit later versus right this second, especially with oil kind of just tightening up here above the open. What up, SR? Yeah. I don't know what the fusion market is. I don't. What up, SO? I've personally never heard of the fusion market. I want to touch on Q, but I feel like we may see a pullback to 29,900s before 8,830. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, Matthew, I mean, for me, I'd be looking at more of a, I always look at charts on a broader scale. Because even if I catch, like, even if NQ moves up like 30 points, that's not really a trade I'd be interested in catching, just the way I usually trade. But it can easily work. It's just, for me, it's going to be patience. But yeah, I'll always give feedback on charts. I have no problem with that. I just think tonight may be the most about patience, at least at the moment. I'm definitely interested in jumping in. It's just not yet, because that 15 now closed the failure to go higher on NQ, ES. RTY and YM are a little bit stronger. I'll give those their flowers. Little stronger. Just don't love that 5 minute candle for the most part. So you think you have Vantis is possibly looking for NQ to test 29,900. I mean, that's a broader pullback, especially on the hourly. That'd send us all the way down here. It's a hefty pullback. If we lose like 990s, I would lean more bearish because we lose last night's resistance, which is now obviously support. These charts are looking like just this 5 minute alone looks a little bit weaker. Doesn't mean it has to break, but at the moment, rejecting the open, 5 minute sells across the board. We'll see how this candle shapes up. Yeah. We have a Discord. So there's a full Discord where pretty much all trades are posted between most of the posts. And you also have 3 other mods in the Discord that post as well. Appreciate you. Yeah. I just read your message above. It means a lot, brother. Yeah, Joe, I'm with you. Like, the market can easily make the moves, especially like if NQ fails to go lower here. And even we can see the highs. That wouldn't be appalling to me, especially if oil does start pushing lower a little bit. It might get my interest. I still don't love the 15, but in the end, we are consolidating. Problem is we look at the 2 minute, we're getting those ES gaps. So what that immediately tells me is it's lower volume right now. So with that, I'm either going to be sizing smaller on fundeds or just focus on passing the evals that we got up last night and looking to take those to the promised land. I mean, prior all-time highs is right there at 540s. But if I take ES, I'd probably want like 545 at least as a target. So I mean, you could take something there, throw a stop maybe at like 31. Oil's a little weaker. Gold's weak, but that has no correlation anymore. Gold just basically has been getting slapped every day nonstop. Bugs, love that for you, brother. Hope you and the little one are doing great. There's a lot of you guys, at least a few of you, that are looking for that pullback to 29,900s on NQ. That's like the third time I've seen it in chat. That's the next low you see on the 15 Vantas, 29.9. So you're looking, oh, basically this area is what you're looking at with this wick. Yeah. I mean, the problem is we have a lot of support built up throughout the end of day rally that we can easily trade off of and hold. I'm not like overly bearish, especially with oil making that type of move. Oil's weaker. I mean, NQ is obviously the strong name right now. Hourly on RTY looks kind of fire. The reason I don't love trading RTY today is this week is a lot of inflation numbers come out. And that obviously impacts the small caps more than anything. Which just has me being a little cautious, but obviously that's basically like superstition to not trade it with that, because honestly it doesn't matter until that news comes out. So NQ closed the 5-minute fair to go lower. I think part of the problem for me is just low volume right now in general. I can see that just by the candles. I don't even use volume. It was good, Polar Bear. How's your day? Ron, DigiTrader. What I would do if it's not still up, is just message one of us, and we should be able to get you in. I would assume at that price. For now, I don't know when that code's expired. It was supposed to be gone already. It's still holding well. Like Jake's still keeping it up for now. I don't know if he forgot or if he's just leaving it, but for now it is up. So I can't give an end date of when that code is set to not exist anymore. All right, watch oil around the open. Oil loses the open. It might be all no holds barge longs on the indices. Might be before that. Might be before that. Yeah, ES is likely going to go up to prior all-time highs here at 75.40, which is 2 points, so it's not crazy at this point. What we can watch, though, is if we can get a consolidation between 75.40 and 75.38, we're sitting between last hourly candle's high and prior all-time highs, which is obviously a decent end-of-day resistance as well. Give me a little 5-minute consolidation up in there, and then we look to take that break. At that point, you just target today's highs at 55. I think it's a pretty solid, straightforward plan. RTY obviously does look good for longs. I'm not the biggest fan of trading RTY during Asia unless I'm looking for just an overnight possible 50-point hold. Just because of how low the volatility is and what the candles do. There's just a lot of random gaps within it. Might bite myself in the ass waiting for that little consolidation up here, but we'll see. Oil's testing the open. Oil could also lead to a solid short down to 91.5s. A lot of opportunity here. I might have missed that entry though, and that might be like the good entry. First thing I look at chat, I see Gael saying take the long. Motherfucker. Yeah, Tickler, it's struggling to break today, but it doesn't necessarily have me personally leaning shorter just because of how strong like RTY and NQ are. Because it would really need these to start to break, and then this would start to teeter off. But if these two hold, that's enough to hold up the broader market, and we might start seeing a rotation into these two. I mean, obviously we see the rotation into the YM once every week and a half, but we'll see. Strategies based on multi-time frame analysis and a level system based off of like certain support and resistance areas. Yeah, Matthew, I mean, for me, if we sweep Asia session highs, which is what, 78, basically 77.25, at that point, I would start looking towards all-time highs because it's only 40 points away. If any volume comes in, like if we get the Asia session open candle type volume, we're one 30-second candle away from all-time highs, you know? And it is harder for me to short markets this close to all-time highs, but also at the same time, we were technically bearish on them yesterday. So it's possible. Like I said, though, I want to pay attention to how oil reacts around the open here. Because the negative correlation is working right now, which is good. There's no divergence there. So we have pretty clear indication at the moment. Indices are more bullish. Oil is more bearish. Yeah, Vantas, that's what I was trying to talk about on the 15. There's a lot of support lower on NQ especially. There's a lot of support just below us and not a lot of resistance above. So when you start talking like path of least resistance, where are we kind of looking? How do you size MYM compared to NQ? That is probably going to be my largest sizing difference. MYM, I'll take 15, 20 micros. NQ, I'm taking 5. Unless I'm trading an eval and I'm looking to trade one NQ, then I'll trade 10. But most of the time, like if I'm trading a funded account, NQ's 5. And I do not care. What up, Taylor? Yeah, I think the one entry we talked about right here was the entry. I would still love that consolidation up here. So let me take this, clone that. I want to see the consolidation in that area. And then we look to break prior all-time highs and look for that move higher. If we reject this, I would anticipate a range to build out in this area, and then we kind of lose interest again, which is unfortunate. $550, $555 for what, Gael? Of course, brother. That was to Ron Digi Trader. Polar Bear, I'll trade YM in New York, just not as often. But it's hard for me to say that because I don't trade New York a lot. I don't. This week I did trade New York today a little bit, but like last week I traded New York twice, I think. So for me, it's not a session that I'm trading a lot because I found a lot of love from 7 p.m. Eastern until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Yeah, Diego, I've noticed London a lot of times is a sweep lower. London or the broader New York Open, like the 4 a.m. Open. Those two time slots love to make that little sweep. I mean, if oil does break this hourly low, she has room. She has a lot of room. Kind of just watching this sideways channel here, which puts us right at the open. See how we react. I definitely think there's potential for like a possible second entry as long as we don't just slam over prior all-time highs and rip. Then it'll be more so unfortunate because I missed that entry at 35. There's a chance it does just break though, because that 15 is aggressive. Yeah, Vantis, YM. I mean, YM usually you can get a lot tighter of a stop. You can get like we've taken 50-point stops on it and caught 500 points to the upside. So it's a really big, like, risk to reward perspective. You want to hold overnight, which is what I love to do. It just usually takes a while to get there. During New York, it can run 250 points pretty quick. But on a longer time frame, it usually takes a lot more time to make the move than NQ does. I've been in the short on NQ. Yeah, or no, I mean, I see that, like that 5-minute sell we talked about, but that's also why I was being patient on it. That ended up failing, and at that point, I have no interest in just the shorts in general. If you're in a broader scale short with some analysis though, cool. For me though, I don't love it. We're now above on the hourly. Like this hourly on ES, if I see this on a 5-minute, I'm slamming longs, looking for up here. Which is why I'm waiting for that little consolidation around here to see if we end up building that support up here that we can trade off of to look for that break higher. Because I do think if ES breaks, we can look for 55. Which is kind of wild because on this chart, it looks like a decent sized move, but it's only 15 points, which isn't crazy. You're aiming for 40K. You think we get it overnight? Only a little 1,000-point move. That ain't bad. 10,000-point move. Sorry. A little light work. Oil has a lot of room to the downside. And all the way up here is only 30 ticks, which is kind of crazy. Could be looked at as like a wider stop, but also at the same time, it's really not. And we are in a pretty steady 15-minute downtrend. The problem is it's just slow. So at some point, this will break, and it will likely break aggressively. It's just where are we going? What I would want to see on oil here would be a smaller 15-minute consolidation to lows. At that point, I'd be open to the short. I'd be open to take that short. We are just consolidating near the highs, though. So a lot of torn there. This is right where I want to see the consolidation on ES for us to get an entry. If it doesn't consolidate, I'm shit out of luck. No, Jordan, I'm not in anything. I waited at the 35 area. Once we got that candle and that little push, at that point, I was just waiting for 40 to see if we consolidate around here. Why did gold open up 30 points from close? It didn't. Nope, there's not even a contract rollover. So I don't know. Yeah, gold opened flat. Honestly, exactly flat. It didn't gap up, gap down, nothing. Did oil spike that low? It did. Okay. Interesting to note down. So we have the 15-minute closes across the board. What would look the most ideal here would be this consolidation. If we push all the way back down to 35, not interested. Not that interested in longs because what are we doing? Spiking prior all-time highs, 15-minute failure to go higher, all the way back down to 35. It's a pretty big rejection. Lose some interest there on longs. If we can't consolidate up here where we want between 37 and 40, that's where I gain my interest. There's like a lot of potential right now in the charts. But it's like, is it going to work? This is a really easy scenario for me where we could paint a picture of what could happen versus what should happen. And that's how you get trapped in these kind of sessions, which is, and I'm not going to lie, I feel like, and let me know if this has been the same with anyone else. I feel like Asia session has built my patience up to like a new level. Because if you're not patient in this market, you can get smoked. Guile's in gold. Nice. It did on CFDs? Well, yeah, I can't answer CFDs, brother. I only look at the futures charts. If it did, then I don't know. Is long NQ smart here? Could be smart. Could be dumb. The world will eventually find out, but right now, no clue. It's going to really determine how oil reacts around the open and how this 15-minute, like we react to this 15-minute close. If we can make more of a doji on this candle and not just close at the lows and then slam down, I think we're chilling. I think we are perfectly chilling. Job. You think I'm a rookie? Wait for a pullback and let the market tell you. It's exactly what I'm doing. You're probably talking to him. I would assume. 1300 NQ on the Tradeify funded. I think I'm done for the night. Hell yeah, stock market, baby. You made 1300. What were you in 2 NQ? 54 to 80. Yeah, that would be 2 NQ with my maths. And you caught about 30 points. 32 and a half points. How do I feel about the SpaceX IPO coming soon? I think it's going to change the market for sure. I mean, SpaceX is IPOing at what, like $4 trillion? Something crazy like that? Let me ask Claude. Target valuation is 1.75 to $2 trillion. I mean, I would anticipate something like that, but how do you like actually evaluate something like that compared to what we're looking at in the normal market? Nvidia is $5 trillion. They're looking, I mean, SpaceX is looking to colonize the moon. How do you put a price tag on that, right? But I would anticipate a lot of hype to be driven into that. And something that could be interesting would be, I want to see if Tesla does a sympathy play off of that. Since Elon does own a majority of both, if SpaceX gets a nice rip, see if Tesla gets a sympathy rally next to it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential. Right out the gate, I'll probably just wait and watch. There's going to be a lot of people FOMO buying into it no matter what. So I anticipate a stronger rally, especially because Elon backs it. I feel like the valuation is going to make sense no matter what. But I feel like it could easily see a crazy valuation. When is the SpaceX IPO? What up, Adam? All right, so we have some oil weakness. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little MES stab here on micros. I'm in small size. I'm gonna throw a stop at 33. I mean, not small, okay size, I guess. I have a stop at 33. It's just playing off the consolidation at the moment. 2 minute could push lower. I'm anticipating the 2 minute higher low technically before it happens, which I'm okay with. And we'll see if that's able to hold or not. But I am in at 75, 37, 75. 75, 375. There. Yeah, there. I have a stop at 33 for now. Dream world target would be like 55s, in all honesty. Look for that type of move. Might take some off around like 50. We'll see. For now, this is what I'm looking for. There's a chance we spend some time in this consolidation. That's why I'm putting my stop down here at the lower end of the range. Because if this is going to hold and break, we shouldn't see this. What I'm playing off of is all the indices structure at the moment. We look at oil, it's consolidating below the open, so oil shorts are valid. If oil shorts play out, we hold below the open. We're getting that 15-minute consolidation we wanted here to give that 3-bar play. We're getting the consolidation exactly here we talked about between 40 and 37. I'm going to take the risk there as planned from the beginning. 15-minute, hopefully we continue this doji. At that point, we set a 5-minute higher low, look for the trigger, break over prior all-time highs, and then we start to target the New York session highs. I think it's a pretty straightforward, pretty easy plan. Good, Most Fab. How's your night going, brother? Oil worked well yesterday. It worked really well. We sold at the short-term highs. Ended up pulling back. We had, I think our first trim was right here in this area. So if we had moves, or no, first trim was like around here, I think. But we had a stop at 45, at least I did at the end. So that would have been wicked out anyway. So I'm glad I went full out. If you left the stop at 40 and let it ride, you never got stopped out until like super early in the morning, I think. I wouldn't say it's slow yesterday compared to Asia session. I mean, for oil, it was a little slower. But then when it started moving, it happened quicker. Passed my Lucid, put 360 in the funded and locked out. Beautiful, Mike. Beautiful. I'm trying to pass my Lucid right now. We'll see. My eval with Lucid, I need 44, and that'll be locked. But I did take this in my funded, so I have an actual trade on. Don't worry. Did you close the passenger eval at your first account? Hell yeah. Love that, brother. Love that. But no, I think we can easily see a continuation tomorrow on the broader market. Is ES and YM's daily chart a little bit uglier? Yes. But what's been leading the market the entire time? NQ. NQ looks like it is all gas, no brakes right now. Why? Because semiconductors are still leading the charge. If NVIDIA even gets a little sniff of what AMD and MU are doing, it's going to be the next leg. Easily. It would be a little push up tomorrow, and we see that continuation, which I would love to be a part of and look to trade. I'll definitely be watching the video tomorrow to see if we do get that setup that I want. I'm long NQ. Beautiful, beautiful. Appreciate you, Master. TP hit on gold. Yeah, gold's moving. Thing about my chat is I know a lot of you guys trade gold. And that's a really nice setup on the 15. I mean, it's kind of what we're looking for on ES, if we're being honest. Oil's still weaker. I would love to see that get more of a push lower. I would love to see us get back over prior all-time highs, over 40s. I think we can go to 55. Might be a slower grind. Might be, but we'll see. Can you trade gold and silver with prop firm accounts? Yes, Logan, you can. You can trade them on most accounts. I believe there's some that limit the number of contracts on gold. I'm not entirely sure which ones. The ones I trade don't. You can trade whatever you want. Mike, I currently copy trade 2 accounts together. With my 2 of my fundeds, that is it. But I have a good chunk of accounts right now. I do. Last week, when I got my payout, I yeeted the debit card a little bit on some evals. So I have 3 fundeds on Tradeify. I have 3 evals on Tradeify. And then I have 5 fundeds on Lucid. No, 5 evals on Lucid that I'm working towards fundeds. But that's what I do. When I get a payout, I start diversifying. I start just getting more evals. So that way I can end up stacking it. I won't trade all of them together. But no, Gandhi, Apex allows gold now, from what I know. Oh, for a second there, I thought I almost didn't get in on my Tradeify that's almost passed. That would have been devastating. I have 2 accounts that are almost passed. One's $1,000 away, and one's $200 away. So I'm trying to get those locked out today. And I think it could be pretty easy. What I need to start doing though is trading NQ a little bit. You guys will be shocked. And it's not normal. But I said I took a trade at the end of the day. It was NQ. It was. It was this move on NQ right here. From this 5-minute buy up into high of day, or the prior high. It's a nice little trade. Not too shabby, especially for me trading NQ. I think I passed my first account. Beautiful, Logan, beautiful. So we are above prior all-time highs. Good. That's what we want. Now we need to hold above 40. In like looking at this chart, we should never even sniff 36.50 again. If this is going to hold, if we lock in this 15-minute, which honestly said, fuck the doji, wanted to close a hammer. I'll take that. That's better than doji. I'll take it. Ain't no qualms about that one. If we can get that continuous hold of 40, I think 50 to 55 comes into play. Oil breaking down a little bit. That's what we want to see. Gold's getting love. I mean, for those of you that trade gold, I hope it starts getting some love again because I know a lot of you love long and gold. I see it in the chat all day. Only 10 points to my take profit. I hope you get it, brother. All right. Locked out of the Trade C account, at least one of them. So that account is passed. We have a funded on Lucid again. Happy about that. I think that's the only Lucid account I took this trade on. Let me double check because sometimes I enter on an eval and I forget about it, and it can be bad. Yes, that is the only Lucid I entered. If I want to trade a Lucid again, I'll trade this one since it's the closest. But we are rocking Tradeify. 4 more points on Tradeify, and 3 points on Tradeify, and that account's passed. So that would be ideal. Eldred, we will be doing a giveaway. I forgot to say that, but later today we will be running a giveaway. We're gonna give away a Tradeify account, believe it or not. And what's gonna be interesting is the the Grand Cup Phase 2 is open. So we got little degens in the top 1,000 of the Grand Cup trading this right now. But imagine NQ rallies like 300 points overnight. Like imagine you're in the top 1,000. You're like, I'm going to trade New York. And you wake up and the person you're against is already up 6 bands at open. And you just got to grind throughout the day because you can only trade one contract. And you can't trade silver anymore. So that's going to hurt some people. That's going to be a little painful there. All right, so we're out one account. I'm gonna do a quick double check and see exactly what all. I think I have 2 accounts still in this. Yeah, well, technically 3 because I have my copy traded accounts and then I have my eval. With this structure, I'm gonna throw stop break even because it makes sense here. You guys know normally I don't do this, but it doesn't make sense for this 5-minute structure to get back below here. Actually, I'm gonna do just in case for now. 36.50 is my stop. So with this trade, the risk would be 1.25 points if it rejects. Not too shabby. Go here. Oil's getting the move lower. I want oil to break like aggressively. Something to note, in 11 minutes, we do have Asia open. I'm hoping we get volatility, but not too much volatility. If you know, you know. But I'm hoping volatility's there. It's just not like holy volatility. What up, Dub? Got my 30 points. Beautiful. Keith? Yeah, Keith Smith, I would assume. Some Asian countries are having a public holiday today. Interesting. I'm here for the company, but do join them. Appreciate you, Aldred. Also, if you guys enjoy the streams, hit the like button. I haven't looked at the like count yet, and I just did. It's at 50. We should at least be at 100 by now. So if you want to show some love, hit the little thumbs up below the stream. Ideally, I'd like to see us get to like 150 for the giveaway, which isn't a crazy number. It's not. 51 now. Appreciate you. Crazy thing is, before stream started, yeah, cheeky little thing, I'm 2 of those likes. So y'all got to get your numbers up. But no, I want at least 150 for the giveaway. Because we're at a point now where giveaways are essentially our discretion. Like if chat makes someone mad one day, they can just be like, not doing it today. Not doing it. What up, PT? Gael, I have like a personal YouTube account that I'll watch random, like my random rabbit holes on. And then I have my trading account. And that one I keep strictly towards like trading related stuff, music. I just keep them separated for the algorithms. Yeah, no, you would know my burner. It has part of my name in it. So it's not much of a burner. Is that where you comment to people that hate on Ohio State fans? No, Gael, I do that live here. I do that live in the flesh and shoot shit with people who try to talk bad on Ohio State. Asia sending us all-time highs. I would love it. I would love it. Master Demon on CFDs is 4 times I pass an account in a row. Hope this time I get a payout. The good thing about that though is you've passed 4 in a row. If your account is structured the same as our prop firms are, at that point, like, you can do it. You've proved it 4 times in a row. There's just some psychological thing that you're tweaking in between your evals and fundeds. You treat it like your evals at the moment. I mean, you're 4 for 4. That payout should be right around the corner. Come to the NQ dark side. Patek. I'm slowly weaning there a little bit. I feel like NQ's great during New York. My problem is, like, now I'm at the point, if I trade NQ, I'm likely trading NQ. Just because of what happened Thursday with that wick. I mean, at that time, I feel like I just have to trade the NQ. And I just got to go for, like, the Jake style trade where I'm in this trade. This is my target. I'm taking one contract. Here's my stop. Here's what I'm risking. How do you like TradeC so far? I love it. TradeC is the only platform I use on Lucid. I use Tradevate for everything else, though. But I love TradeC because it is TradingView, if you think about it. Like, everything set up within it is exactly how you trade on TradingView if you sync your Tradevate to TradingView. So it's trading on TradingView without that third-party integration type aspect. And that's what I want to do. NQ all-time high. Won't it pull ES down if it decides to go lower? Well, yeah, Bish, but it's kind of like, what could it do? You know what I mean? Like, it's trending up right now. Like, what if, couldn't it also pull ES up if it decides to go higher? You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, at that point, it could have just been the way it was phrased, but it sounds like speculation. Like, if we do reject here, it can pull ES down. Of course. If the indices reject here, we find resistance and oil finds support, yeah, we could pull back easily. But if we don't, and we keep going up, then ES should easily follow it, you know? I still need 3 points on this eval. And that's going to be the death of me. 3 whole points. Is 30,100 resistance level. For me, I'd be looking at like 118, 120, just because that's all-time highs. Is 100 likely to be somewhat of resistance? Yeah, it is. But if we get above that, we have 120 right above. I would rather see all-time highs test. There's a chance we don't. There's a chance we reject this little end-of-day 5-minute pivot and push back lower. If it is, it is. But yeah, my main area at this point for NQ is 120, and then see how we react to that. If we reject earlier, there's just not enough buying pressure to get up there, and I'll likely trail out of the ES or get stopped just below entry. Gael, there's 2 approaches to growing a small account. It is either going to be, and I think, me personally, the best way that I think to do it is a metric shitload of patience. And just waiting for a trade that you think has really good risk to reward that you can capitalize on. Like a SPY or a big tech name that you think, oh, this could go like 100%, but if it really wants to move, then it can go like 200-300%, unless you're talking futures. But with options, that's what I like to do. I like to be really patient, wait for those type of setups and take those. Because when you're in a small account, like let's say you're taking $500 in options, you don't have much in the chamber. You have maybe 1-2 trades a day, depending on what you're trading. And you kind of got to be right, or else you're cooked for the day and you're just waiting for the next day, you know? Yeah, you need, in the end, the fastest way to grow a small account is to hit a big trade. And it's wholeheartedly. And it's up to you. The way I do it is degen. I'll throw $500 in. I'll wait for a trade that can go a couple 100%. And I'll put 400 of it in. That's just the way I trade. My goal is growth fast, Gael, for a small account. And to me, it's just, the small account aspect is just more so the fun of it. Just seeing what you can do with like $500 to $1,000, whatever it is. And there's people where if $500 to $1,000 is a lot for you, don't do that. Don't do that at all. I wouldn't do that in the slightest. I would trade it slow, find nice setups, take them, execute upon them. I use little $500 accounts for my DJing aspects. Let me know when you find the next one. Hitch. I am stuck in this never-ending loop at the moment, where if I take an options trade, it immediately goes 100% plus. But if I post it in the Discord, it stopped every time. Every fucking time. I think I hit one last week out of like two that I posted. But for the past 3 weeks, if I post a trade in my channel in Discord, stop on options. So it's just got to be what I'm picking. But also, if I don't post one, it's because I get a very fast entry and it's already moving in my favor. Vibe, I think you're thinking too much into it. Saying, was this price run up higher to trap retail traders going long chasing all-time highs? No. I think this was just the semiconductor bubble continuing to bubble. I mean, you have names like AMD and MU that have been leading the way for a majority of this rally, getting 8 to 20% on the day. You're likely going to see continuation. I think more so a lot of people were trying to short after last night, which they ended up getting cooked. Which is why we trade every session. But no, I think that's just thinking too much into it. There's times where I'll talk about that in general, but it's more so joking. We're like, we're going to come down here, trap them, and then we're just going to continue to rally. Because to be honest, hedge funds don't give a shit about trapping retail traders. Like, retail in general is going to be a minority of the orders that are filled. Hedge funds want to trap other hedge funds. That's the game they're battling. Right? They're sharks fighting sharks. They don't give a shit about the little minnows we are. Rick, are you talking about on TradeC about the indicator aspect? If so, that makes sense. For me though, I mean, I mark everything manually. So like I'm an old dog with that because it doesn't take long at all. If you know the keys to mark out stuff quick, like if you turn on the magnet and use the quick keys to mark levels, it takes 30 seconds to mark up a chart, if that. Does TradeC have the same indicators as TradingView? I don't know because I don't use indicators. You can look. I don't know if you have it, if you have a certain one that you want to mark or look up, but I believe so. Maybe not the ones that are published on TradingView from individual traders. Honestly, I don't know how that works, so I should probably just shut up about it because I have no clue. I've never used a prop firm, just got one for my nephew using your code. Appreciate the support, Keith. It means a lot, brother. I mean, that's how we do what we do. You guys showing support using code RT or RAKE at any prop firm. That's how Jake's able to give away, like he said yesterday, like $25,000 worth of evals in 6 weeks. Yeah, Mike, I feel like correct me if I'm wrong. If you can create indicators on TradeC, you could probably just Claude code an indicator. I mean, I know if I took the time, I could Claude code an indicator, and I'm someone who came from the blue collar world. If I came from the blue collar and can Claude code stuff, y'all can too. It ain't that, like, you can just ask Claude a bunch of questions and it'll make it for you for the most part. All it is trial and error at that point. Soft hands, boy. I mean, now, the only thing that keeps him stiff is the gym or when I do yard work, but yeah. One bad pullback will crush you on options. That's what's hard on small accounts. Yeah, Mike, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, Logan, the thing is with this career, I mean, you have to work out no matter what, one way or even if it's just like, let's say hard walks or hikes outside, everyone needs to do something, because trading can't be the most stressful part of your life. It cannot. You will go batshit crazy. So if you think about it, you have to train your body to be able to handle stress. If the way you train your body to handle stress is trading, that's the most stress you get, you're not going to do well with it. I've created at least 30 indicators. Beautiful, beautiful. I hope we don't fail to go higher here. Give us the push. Oh, we have Asia open 3 minutes ago. A little late. Oil rejecting the open so far. Keep us below. Give us a little push higher here. Mastermind chat is the most stressful part of my day. Mastermind chat is a world of its own, dude. It is a world of its own, filled with degenerates at times. Rick, you could probably look it up to see if there's a 4-hour high-low indicator on there. I'm sure there should be. What would be something you look for when trying to set levels fast? When I try to set levels fast, I use the soft magnet right here on the left side. And then if you're on a Windows, you use Alt-H for horizontal lines. And if you want array, you use Alt-J for array. With the magnet, all you have to do is go near, like if you want it on the wick, go near the wick of the candle. You can see I'm not on it. Hit it, magnets to it. If you want near the body, just go inside the body and it'll magnet to the lower end of the body. So that's how I set my levels quick. It's just going across the chart and hitting that. That it depends on your trading style and just the accounts you want to trade, like how you want to trade. The accounts you're in, the trading style, in everything. Because for me, lately, I found a lot of love of getting trims, throwing a stop break even, and letting the rest run. I've absolutely loved that for the most part. Rather than just holding for like larger, now there are times I hold for larger moves if the chart agrees with it and I can easily. Like if we hit 55, anywhere between 50 and 55, I'm open to taking some off. I'll 100% have a stop, break even, maybe in profits at that point, and then the trade just goes. But it's trading funded should be, here's where I differ from a lot of people. Trading funded should be treated more so like a personal account, the way I do it. And you should ignore a lot of the rules. Now, don't ignore the rules that are going to blow the account. But if you use logical size, you really shouldn't overly stress about a consistency rule on fundeds. Because what I do, I'm not trying to get a payout as fast as possible. You guys saw it. It took me 11 trading days on the Tradify accounts that I still have to get a payout. I'm cool with that because the first day I nuked my consistency. I'm not chasing it on a time perspective. I know eventually, as long as I continue to trade the way I trade, I'll get it. Worst case, now I just build a bigger buffer that I can use as a wider stop on the accounts to continue getting payouts. But I ignore those type, like the restriction rules for the most part, like the consistency aspects, you need, this amount for this many days. If I get the $150 a day, cool. But I'm not going to so much chase that because now you're focusing on the P&L. Consistency aspect makes you focus on the P&L and limit your trades. Focusing on the $150 days makes you focus on the P&L and limiting your trades. I just want to trade a chart. The best scenario for me is I trade a chart, don't look at the consistency on the account, and just let the trade do its thing. Logan, that's Lucid Flex, which is what I just got a funded account on. That would be the same as Tradify Select if you choose the 5-day option. There's no consistency on the funded. Vantis, he is not actively talking in the Discord. I still talk to him all the time now. I just talked to him today. Drago put me in timeout because I talk smack on meta. Gael, that's a power we have. That is a power we have. I can put you on timeout right now. And me and J Groove in the Discord will abuse that power all day. One thing I don't love is NQ did break higher and ES didn't. We're kind of stagnant in this range at the moment. Oil's still basing below the open. The problem here is if we do pull back, we're more so just sitting in a range at the moment. And we should be up like what, 1.5R, 1.7. It's that 1.8R area. Those of you that know. 1.8R is like my kryptonite. If I put every trade target at 1.8R and got full out, I would have like a 90% win rate. See you later, Corey. Struggled with consistency with Apex and kept blowing the accounts. Now I only trade Lucid. Trading is hard enough without having to stress consistency daily. Yeah. I mean, I get that on Apex. Apex though is going to have a more strict consistency just based off of the upside of their accounts, you know. Cam, I hope oil damps as hard as it possibly can. I hope right now they sign the deal. ES goes to 7,700 and we just have ourselves a day. But no, it's just pick your poison with the evals. With the fundeds. There's fundeds you don't have consistency. There's fundeds you do have consistency. It's just what do you want to choose for the most part, you know? What rules do you want to have around the account? And for a majority of people, I'm gonna be honest, payout amounts really don't matter because most people aren't getting 5, 10K payouts on like TPT. If you're just trying to slow grind into a payout, find an account you love to trade and just rock with it. Also, most people likely using too much money or too much size on their accounts. That's why so many people blow their accounts. You gotta remember, you're not buying a 50K account. You are buying $2,000 in drawdown. So it's essentially, how would you trade a $2,000 account if you had it? Now, mind you, I definitely traded more aggressive. I risk like 250 to 400, depending on the trade. So that's me. My first YM trim was 50,617. One micro. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what would you trade a self-funded $2,000 account with? But if you're trying to be a little more aggressive, is the way I view it. Mike, I fuck up at times too, dude. There's times where I'll lose $700 to $1,000 in a day, and I look back and I'm like, shit, that was dumb. Should have locked myself out and went to a different account. But there's times I do it. First YM trim was 617. No shot, Vantis. No shot. Oh, that's brutal. Sorry, Vantis. Where it kicks me out of the one eval is right here on ES. If we get there, I have another trade fund. If we don't get there, I lose like $100. Manuel, low. I mean, with a 25K, you have what, $1,200 in drawdown? You really shouldn't be risking a lot at all. The way I like to trade those is maybe $150 in risk, maybe 200 at most. Looking for like 2.5 to 3R trades. So you're looking like $500 max if you get a really nice trade. And that's just a steady way to go. That's also because I usually, most of the time, won't lose 6 trades in a row. There's the occasional outlier I will, and that account would be nuked. But most of the time, I'm not losing 6 in a row. So that's why I size that way. Jesse James, I'm great, brother. I am great. You want to kill round 2 in the Grand Cup? I didn't make it. I was positive on the account. I didn't make the cut. So I'm watching from the sidelines like everybody else. Can you see the leader? Oil is dumping a little bit. Good. I want to see oil down at 92. Fast. Can you see the leaderboards of the Grand Cup? Because if you can't, that's kind of disappointing. Like if you can only see it if you're in it, I feel like that's disappointing. No, you can't. That's kind of dumb. I feel like that would have been sick to be able to just watch who's going head to head that day. Instead of now, it's kind of just waiting on social media to talk about it. Damn, that would have been sick to see like an NCAA type bracket going off. Hi, Chad. Is TradeFi usually a day behind calculating payouts? I have 27,500 and it's only saying I can withdraw 800 instead of 1250. Lynn, you might want to look at the payout parameters on your account and just see which account you're on, how much you can withdraw. Most of the time there's going to be an amount you can withdraw and you have to have a certain amount of profit over that. If you have 27,500, yeah, you should be able to withdraw 1250. They might be a little behind. Try to refresh it and see. And then worst case, just check the settings on your account and see what it says. You should be able to withdraw that amount, I believe. Yeah, Christopher, that oil trade last night was beautiful. It never even came back to break even and it just ripped. I was hoping someone held it. I'm glad you got a little more out of it than I did probably, but it moved all the way up to 93.5s. And then obviously intraday today, it ripped, but you'd have had to been looking along it again. Some people over leverage copy trading and put extra pressure on their heads. It's me. I did that in the past a lot, a shitload. Every time I traded a funded account in the past, give me 3 to 5 evals together. Fucking couple ES on that bad boy. Oh, buddy, was that a ride. You look at the little P&L in the top left of your thing. You see you're up like $7,000. Start tweaking a little bit. Yeah, Kakarov, we long ES around 37.50. How many MNQ contracts do you normally trade in your evals? If I'm trading MNQ in my evals, probably 10 to 15. If I'm being a little more aggressive. On fundeds, probably 5 to 7. 4 to 7. Probably 4 to 7. Depends on the stop. I just don't like trading a full ES because let's say my stop is 30 points. It's $600. It's a big stop for me. Huh. Okay. So we're seeing a bit of a pullback. I don't like this aggression. See if we hold prior all-time highs. It looks like it wants to be an hourly consolidation bar, which might just be boring. Ideally, we see more of an hourly consolidation and not a rejection of this 4-hour high on ES. Because then we're just sitting in this consolidation and it could go either way in the end. I think it's just going to be, I would love to see just a broader consolidation. And we just vibe in this area for a little bit, and I'm cool with that. How many micros do you recommend? I mean, micro, I had a different 25K question. Micros all depends on the setup in your stop. So like that's kind of hard to answer. Of course, Dub. Asia YM is moving faster than you like. I mean, is it that high up? It's only up 115 points, 107 points off the open. That's not crazy. It's not insane for YM. It is moving nice. It's fluid right now, which is cool. Hitch, how do you see who's going head to head on the Grand Cup? I probably have to click on the Grand Cup thing rather than go to the Grand Cup dashboard. So every time I go to the Grand Cup dashboard, it just reminds me that I failed. Yeah, how do you view who's going head to head? SR, the big question is just going to be, what do you want your stop to be? Like, how much do you want to risk? And then what's your typical stop on NQ? That's all you need to ask yourself to figure out how many contracts you want to use. Because I don't use the same amount of contracts for every trade at all, remotely close. Yeah, Jesse, I mean, I appreciate you saying that. For me, though, it was even from the beginning. Before it even started, I told chat, I'm like, there's a slimmer chance I get in based off of how I trade. Because if I do well during Asia, I'm done. And me doing well is like $1,500. I'm like, holy shit, that's a good day. I'm good. Well, if I made $1,500 every day for 5 days, I still wouldn't have even been close. So I just had to trade more aggressive. I had a lot of trades that were up like 1,500 because after like Wednesday, I was kind of looking for those home runs. One night I had like 4 trades that were green 1,500 and then stop break even. So it was just over and over. But it was just part of it. It was fun. I'll do it again next year. Outlaws got it. Dude, that's the thing is they let everybody trade silver and then they just pulled silver. Which is good, in all honesty. Really shouldn't be putting people, like someone who trades ES against someone who's trading silver, because they don't stand a chance in hell at that point, just because of the overall returns that they make. Like the people day one made $26,000. If someone's trading ES, it is impossible to make $26,000 on one contract in 24 hours. Unless you see like a 10% rally in the market. And you failed at all-time. Yeah, RTH all-time highs. It did. We spiked that all-time high. That's where I wanted to see ES work its way up to. At the moment, though, it's not looking too promising. It's looking like we might get our stop. The problem is if we lose this area, we're losing prior all-time highs, and things get a little bit weaker. Little bit weaker. We were up like 7 points, which isn't insane. Unfortunate that eval goes from 300 passing to now back to like 1,000. So I gotta grind that again, find another trade. Oh, they just posted the link? Bet. Check your Insta. I send you the link from their Discord. Okay. Yeah, I have their Discord as well. I can look it up. Let's take a little gander. Because we're kind of just waiting on this trade, see what happens. Like I said, I would love if we spent... I mean, I don't like the 15 minute. I need buying pressure in this 15. We could be retesting this where we see that buying pressure back up from between this 37 and 40 area. Problem is, if we close the 15 like this, I would expect to spike lower at some point, which would more than likely take us out. Broader perspective would be more so the hourly consolidating, but there's a chance we do set that little fair to go higher, lock that in, and that is the shorter term high at least. So we'll see. Is it in the notice board? Oh, Grand Cup. Oh, you sent me it on Instagram. I'll have to get that later then. Oil with that hourly possible fair to go lower is interesting. 15 still kind of looks shitty because it's just a big doji overall. We'll see if it holds. For now, I'm anticipating us to get spiked out. which is what it is. At least I got one account funded. Real triple top on NQ on the lower time frame. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like checked out of it yet. We'll see if it holds. The lower we push, obviously, the lower the hope goes. Especially as we lose this 40 area. I really wanted to see that hold with this 5 minute. Because 15 should be closing. Actually, we still have 7 minutes on that. So there is time. We'll see. Trade daily payouts versus 5 day. The 5 day payout is my favorite structure across any account out there. And that is what I will fully say about that. It is by far my favorite payout structure of any account. Just because I like the 5 days of 150 and there's no cap like consistency at all. So that's the main account that I look to use. I do use Tradeify Growths, which does have consistency, but I kind of ignore the consistency, which makes it the exact same as those accounts. You just can't have one big day and get a payout, which is what it is. I feel like I'm gonna express this background music. Yeah, I gotta find more background music just so I can rotate it because I've been playing the same one for like a week. Yeah, they'd send you live the exact same time. The thing is, most people don't even get two payouts on one account. So most don't have to worry about it. Vantis, Tradeify definitely nerfed themselves a lot. They obviously probably saved their bottom end a little with lowering it to 2K versus 5K. But, I mean, there's the only thing that really set them apart for the most part. Especially since they rugged every other platform except Top Step X. Someone else said something. Oh, yeah, I gotta find more music to put as the background overall. Kakarot, what'd you do? Like 4K to pull from TPT, 8K draw, blew all 8 last night. Fuck. That's tough. That's tough. I hate to even hear that because that is just the worst. Sorry that happened, brother. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they're like, I can give you the cliche, you'll get them next time, but like, I'm just not that type of guy. That just fucking sucks, dude. Only thing you can do about it now is laugh it off. It's in the past. Make a joke about it, and you know, you'll get it. So my first daily payout, and they put me live as a broken buffer. Chris, how you took one daily payout and they put you live? How many fucking payouts did you like? How much money did you make? Did you make $20,000? And they're like, nah, this guy's not getting that. Wait, it's 5 total? I thought it was 5 per account. Unless there is a limit where if you hit a certain cap with them, they'll send you live, like payout cap. I think he looks like a double top possible in the 5 minute. Could be. Easily could be. I'm watching this general support on ES to hold. I'm be honest. I did throw another eval in there because why not? It's an eval. Might as well. So I did throw another one in there in the mix since we took one out, threw one in, a little, swap-a-rooski there. We'll see if that works. No, Vantis, that wasn't Kakarot's first payout. 5 total. I heard they made it 3. I thought it was per account, Chris. I could be wrong, but I thought it was per account. What up, Sir Brian? Is S&P trade my hit? Yeah, I mean, I like it. Like I said, I want this area to hold. This area holds. We're starting to build that hourly little consolidation bar, and I'm fine with it. I think this can easily hold. Dude, this 15-minute, brother. The big thing for me was too, oil didn't really make much traction. It should have been up back fighting the open. It's not yet. It can still do that. It can still flip the chart, but for now, this looks more bullish than bearish. It's a 5-minute higher low. As long as it holds, I'm cool. Glad I didn't put the stop at break even though it wouldn't have hit. We would have been sweating a little bit. But we moved it up to a good spot. Vance, it's interesting. It's like it got to your head, so you're not trading TPT anymore. You think you're just trading more too aggressively? I mean, 10K payouts are fire in the end. Also, with the you said Lucid. I thought you were saying you said Tradify for some reason. Never mind. Yeah, Lucid is 2K. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have activated that Lucid account and then traded on that. Oh well, I'll activate it after stream because the last thing I want to do is dive in a funded immediately and lose a trade. So I'll wait on that one. We'll see if this trade keeps working. This closes with a long wick on the 15-minute. Looks how good it does. Couple people were wanting some shorts. Hopefully it doesn't go lower than this. Now at this point, stop can easily be here, but to be honest, I'm gonna leave it there. 1 point isn't gonna change the P&L much at all in the slightest. So I'm gonna leave it. If I lose $100, I lose $100. I need some Wendy's. Interesting dinner, but night, brother. Have a good one. Probably around, let's see, how many likes we have? 82. Kind of embarrassing. Not gonna lie. Kind of embarrassing. I'd love at least like 150, to be honest. Should easily get that. Should. 82 means if we take everyone else that joined in the stream out that already liked it, only half of you guys liked it. So that means probably a quarter of you guys liked it. So you better like the fucking stream. Because we're doing a giveaway later for the 50K account. If we don't even break like 120, I might just save it for tomorrow. If we're being honest. And I'm going to get hate for it. But if we can't even break 120 on the likes. I don't need to break 120 on NQ. If it breaks 120 on NQ, I'm looking 55 on ES all day. Why does OBS keep doing that? Ollie, do you know how bad that would be if I just used the accounts instead of giving them away if we didn't get a certain amount of likes? And then Jake found out. Be like, dude, how the giveaways been? Yeah, I've used the last 14 accounts for myself. I haven't given any of them away. Chat didn't support enough, so I just decided to use them for me. That'd be a tough conversation to have. That would be a little hard. What up, AXP? Does having more monitors make someone a better trader? Chris, I used to say no. I mean, it doesn't make you a better trader. I would say it makes trading easier. Because I would look, because I have I have 3 monitors, and I'm gonna be honest, I want 4. I want another one, and I'm probably gonna get one at some point. It's a necessity. And the best part is you can then just watch your loss on 4 different charts at once. You can see every time frame in high depth of exactly why you got just screwed on that trade. Yeah, Mantis, none of the chat ever got payouts or funded with him. Some idiot full ported them all. It'd be funny if I lost them. That'd be bad if I lost them all. It'd be good if I got payouts. Because you like that kind of think about it. Like, Jake, sorry, none of the accounts got given away. I used them all. I used 10 for myself, and I got a payout on every single one. I feel like he'd respect it then. If I blow them all, that's when he just loses all respect. HP, you are trying to get smoked, and you're on the opposite side of me, brother. So, in the most respectful way possible. I hope if you're looking for him right now, I hope you get smoked a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Give me 55 on ES, and then you can do whatever you need to do. I got 2 big ones. Yeah, Chris, I only have 3 27-inch monitors, so it's not like crazy. But I definitely need one more. Oh, there's that. Let's see. Where does that eval pass? That eval that I have should kick me out 1 tick over high of day that I need to pass on Tradeify. 1 tick. That's it. Just right there. Right there, and we got another funded stack today. And I'll take it. If we reject, that's disappointing. Yeah, Chris, it is. And that's why the way I currently do it is I have the exact charts you guys are seeing. I have on my right monitor. And then I have these on my other monitor. And then I have my broker on the last one. So I keep it very simple. This is just the foregrid of whatever I'm trading. So if I'm trading ES, I'll just look at this. But that's all I do is I have basically 3 screens. And then I'll have like Discord or Jacob in the corner. Just past 5 lucid aggressively. Hell yeah, Hitch. I'm not passing 5 tonight, but if I can get 1 tick over the session highs, we at least got 2 more locked in. And that gives us 5 total. I'm happy with that. That'd be the most fun I've had in a minute. You're talking monitors. I haven't looked at a chart on anything bigger than an iPhone 13 Pro Max in months. I mean, that might be the biggest flex, dude. Because if I try to trade on just my phone, like I lost power for 24 hours and I swung a trade and that was like, it was detrimental. I was laying on my couch with poor phone connection and it was just trying to flip between all the charts and my broker. I was not having a good time that day. And it was a swing trade. Jesus 5 at once. Yeah, hysteric. I'll have 4 on Tradeify and 1 on Lucid. I'm delusional though. I'm trying to slowly stack my way up to 10. But I'm probably going to burn through some accounts doing that. And I guarantee you, if I do that, it's going to be a minute between payouts because I'm just going to be slowly rotating between all of them. Dude, even phone and laptop, I'm out of it. I'm out of my element. I have such a setup, like a nice setup. Like the one thing I'll spend money on is my PC setup. So like that's one place where I do not care of the price of something. I'll buy it and just say, you know what, it's technically to make me money, so it's worth it. AXP. Got the utmost respect. But I hope you just stepped in front of a train, my guy. Hope you don't lose a lot, but I hope you just stepped right in front of a train. It's about to take off. AXP is always looking for that reversal. So we spiked that high. 15 minute does need to rally. It does. There's no way that came one tick away from my fill though on that eval and rejected, because that would be dumb. There's a chance it did. The 15-minute doesn't look great. We'll see. So NQ spiked all-time high. Nothing else really got up there. We're seeing a bit of volatility here. XP, I swear, if you just shorted the top, we got beef. We got beef. With that 5-minute rejection, we might get stopped. There's green target. Fuck you, XP. I'm still on the beach house. Nice. Do any of these tickers correlate with gold? I don't believe the indices have much correlation with gold anymore. Just because gold decoupled a few months ago, and it kind of runs on its own. Obviously, the indices are going up, the dollar's going lower, gold's likely going to see some buying pressure in general. So there could be a slight correlation there, but it's not going to be as high as it used to be. 2900 Victoria. AXP just, he wants, when he's in a trade, he wants the world to burn if he's short. If he's long, he wants the dollar to go to zero and stock market just triples in value. And he usually gets a good chunk of it, but his dream target is fucking out there. It's only 1,100 points that he's looking for. NQ pushing in any entry long or short for NQ. I'm not taking any other entries because I'm in ES. I'm letting this trade work or stop me for the most part. That is my whole game plan right now. Let this either work or stop me. You can continue to trade this range, right? I mean, as long as it shouldn't break the lows, that'd be a broader stop. Problem for me was my target on NQ was all-time highs. We've hit it. Now we got to see how we react to it. Sirens are apparently popping off in northern Israel. Makes sense. Oh man, I just missed $700. Well, missed a $700 for $450. Just took some profit, then added with a retest. Went direct to break even, and it got hit. Damn, most fab is brutal. I mean, at least you got something, brother. At least you got something. I mean, for a majority of the session, it's been slow trending, but it is like ES is definitely consolidating right now. Same with RTY. NQ is a little more aggressive. So we'll see if that aggressiveness can keep up. Should we go to 29K? No, Ali, I don't think that's going to change anything because the entire time the ceasefire, Israel's just been bombing Lebanon. So they're going to retaliate. As long as, I feel like nothing matters as long as it's not the US and Iran. Even then, the US bombed Iran a little bit yesterday and nothing happened. I mean, we did pull back, but. Did we just fail to go lower? Or are you talking about on like the 2-minute? I just need 2 minutes and 30 seconds of buying pressure so that way we get a stronger 15-minute close. Because I don't want a 15-minute fail to go higher. I don't. Give me this 5-minute close up at new highs. Fill my order in that eval. Give me another funded so we can lock in 2 for the night. And then we can see what the fundeds get to. I just want my 50,617. Man, you're getting edged hard, my guy. To be fair, I'm in the same boat as you. My eval gets funded 1 tick above on ES. You missed your trim by 1 tick on YM. So we're in the same boat here. We're both just getting cucked by the market at the moment. And it's not that enjoyable. Could be worse though. We could be stopped. So I can't complain. 15 minute, still fighting a little bit. 2 minute needs to not lower high, ideally. No, Carrie, on the lower time frames, like if gold's gapping on the 2 minute, I do not care. All that means is it's lower volume for the most part. That's all that means. I don't pay any attention to that at all. That's not a gap that I really care about. Same thing with the indices. There will be times where there's little tiny gaps when there's lower volume, especially on something like the RTY or YM, you'll get those gaps. Occasionally you'll get them on ES and NQ. That's when there's really low volume. But no, I don't put weight on them. What up, Jimbo? Yeah, I'm in long ES right now. We've been in for a minute waiting for this to kind of break. Seeing if we can just get 55 for the most part. Did pass one eval so far. Looking to pass the second. Need 2 points. Need a little 2-point push, and then we're chilling, vibing. Look at the NQ after hitting my stop loss. Yep. No, Victoria. AXP is definitely not out. AXP probably has a stop at like 30,200. That man runs a stop loss. Unless he took his, a lot of times he'll take a trim and then go break even. So it all depends. He trades the higher time frames. Vantis, getting past a trailing drawdown on a funded account is just as good as getting a payout. Because it's just such a weight off your shoulders. XP, I just got him. Why would I get out? Valid reasoning. I went long ES and NQ shortly after 6 Eastern. Nice. Yeah, Jimbo, I was watching right here. I talked about it, said it could be the entry. Missed it, but then I talked about consolidation between 37 and 40 on ES, and we looked to get in during that consolidation. We got that consolidation. We got in at the lower end of the range. Happy about that. And now we're riding. This spike didn't fill me. Son of a bitch. 706. Yeah, that should have filled me. Should have done it. Vantis, that eval hit the trim and didn't fill it. It went a tick above it and didn't kick me out. See you, Dev. Of course, brother. Happy to be here. AXP, you said you're targeting 500 points, but you typed 29,000. That my math usually is pretty good, but that's 1,100. Trade Rob, you talking about today or in general? Because I got one. I took one. When did Jake and Zach do the interview? Was that Wednesday? Whatever day they did the interview, I got $2,700 in payouts. So now my account's got essentially reset with the 5 days, so I'm working towards it. I think I have 1 out of 5 so far. Because I've had break even one of them, one or two of them. One of them I lost like $300 on stream. What up, Connor? How you doing? It's gonna hit for us right now, brother. Mine has hit 3 times. It's not kicking me out. Let me do this. It would help if I set the order to kick me out. Because what I did was I just set the order. I set the actual broker to kick me out. Ark, I'm the other way. I trade MNQ, I get screwed off wicks. I trade NQ, it's flawless. And I hate trading NQ because trading one mini is just such a pain. Yeah, Dev, I mean, you're probably already gone, but just my time and pace on this is just how I am as a person and how I trade. I'm not, yeah, there's times I'll be like more ecstatic and more enthusiastic about it, but I don't love overhyping wins. Because is it sick if we hit like a 7-hour trade? Yeah. My mindset goes towards like that act like you've been there aspect, you know? And also, to be fair, if I hype up winners, I gotta bring the same reaction to losers. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to hype up losers at all. So that eval is locked. We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, that one is passed. Nope, don't do that. Go here. Oh, wait, I entered on... I forgot that I entered down here on another Lucid. Oops. Forgot that I did that. NQ 30,300. God damn. What up, Jeff? Let's see if we can get this spike up towards 50. I did put a trim at 49.75. I'm fine with taking it early. I kind of just want to get one off. So I might just trim, but I'm watching it. I would just like to lock a little bit in. I have obviously locked in 2 evals, but I don't think I'm in any more evals except for the one I added at the lows. So that's done. That's still in. That's still in. Yeah. No matter what, though, I'm going to move stops to break even at 37.75 because we shouldn't get back down there. If we do, we're breaking trend pretty sharply on the 5-minute. It is at the lows, which is what it is. If we hit the lows, we hit the lows. Dude, like, it's weird because I want to call the trade green for me because I locked in 2 accounts, but technically I didn't trim on my fundings. So those 2 accounts mean absolutely nothing. It's been a great session so far. Appreciate you, Keith. Job. I mean, if you just was that a fresh eval that you traded? Because if so, I would immediately say sizing. And how much drawdown did you have on the funded account? Because it could strictly just be sizing. If you're losing accounts and gaining accounts in the same day. Like if I gain these 2 fundeds and then lost the 2 fundeds that I'm currently in on, I'm sizing way too heavy. Now, mind you, I was in 2 ES on the funded or the evals, but that is what it is. Lost 1.9K to the Asia pump. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, I mean, I didn't love the idea of shorts, but I'm sure there was thesis to build out with the overall rejection. It's just broader scale. NQ to all-time highs made a lot of sense to me, which is likely going to drag the other indices up. Now we got to watch, though. If we do reject off all-time highs, there's a chance we pull back and sit in this range for an ungodly amount of time. Like I said, I did move trim to there, so I'll move that to there for now. Yeah, Jeff. I mean, then the only advice would be to size down. And the thing is, until you use the correct size in trading, there's really nothing you can do to figure out what else really impacts your trading. Because you're going to deal with psychology issues from blowing accounts, from oversizing. You're going to deal with greed and FOMO from oversizing with those profits, you know? That's just, oversizing is such a huge thing that you have to lock in before you can really figure out a lot of other aspects. Aaron, yeah, Apex takes a minute. For me, when I did it, it took a full week. It took 7 days for me to get it. Mine was approved right away. They do post that they approved, like, how fast their approval is. And it's decent, but payouts take a little bit. They don't rush those. I would anticipate like a week or a little over, especially with the holiday. So I would assume you should get it in like the next day or two, in all honesty, because 10 would be a little long for me. 10, 11 would be a little long. Trying to scalp NQ, what do you think? Scalp away. Scalp away. As regarding writing it down, yes, Job. That is the exact answer. Be less of that. We're at 107 likes right now. I need at least like 120, 125 for the giveaway. Mainly because I talked about 150. I know how you guys work. I run the giveaway. All of you like to stream after that for some reason. So we'll get to 150. But I want at least like 120, 125, which is 13. That's easy work. That is light work for y'all. No, Aaron, the main thing Apex has is how many accounts you can trade. That's it. It's just the fact that you can trade 20 accounts together. Got you liking it. Appreciate you, AXP. The man's on vacation, just chilling. By Moose, did you just lose the 1.9K today on that trade? Because if so, my biggest question would be sizing. So why, and this, don't take this personally. This is just general. Why are we sizing anywhere near the point we can lose 1.9K if we only need to make $300? My math ain't math in there for risk to reward. You know what I mean? I don't hate risking, let's say, 300 to make 300. Even if you want to get a little frisky, 400, I could see that because you want to pass. You know, high quality trade, little under 1-to-1. It is what it is. 1900 seems like a little too much size for me. I wouldn't even say you should have a tight stop. Just size down. How do you get in the giveaway? Duncan, when I do it, I will let you know, brother. By Moose, a rule of thumb I live by is once I'm in a futures trade, they usually don't offer discounts. They don't. The way I look at it as well is, in ES is a great example. And remember, I'm not targeting you. A lot of the chat probably needs to hear this. Once this 5-minute higher low broke, if we broke this low, I have pretty much zero interest in adding, especially to an account I'm already in. Because at that point, the setup failed. Structure shifted. We broke these lows. It's not going to be ideal. It's also why I had my stop right here. Because in theory, once this is back up, it should never get there. There's no point in this setup where the discount should be available for me to get in at a lower price once I'm in. And those are the kind of trades I want to get in. And I feel like you probably got stuck in the aspect of wanting that funded account and you focused on the $300, which got you to DCA. And I've been there multiple times. A lot of chat's probably been there. I've seen people be $20 away from funding an account and blowing it. I've been $100 away and blew it before. it's a mistake you make. Hopefully you only make it a few times, hopefully once, and then you kind of just realize. What I like to do is I'll take a trade like this. And this is a great example. The 2 evals I passed on this. I took an entry here. I needed to make $200. I sized down to the point where my original stop was risking, I think, 210. So once we hit 1R-ish, no, less than that. Because I think I got it like right here. So I might have been risking like 150, maybe 125, somewhere in there. So once the trade starts to work out, it'll automatically kick me out once it hits that area. So I'm just gonna size down, make sure my risk is smaller, find a good setup that should work. And then as it's working, it just kicks me out of the trade. And I'll set my take profit. Just because a lot of times in the past, I've had accounts where I need 200 to pass like today. And I lose 200. Well, then I'm 400 away, but that thought of passing is still in my mind. So then I size up a little bit because I want to make that 400 back. So I try to take some trade where I'm risking 400 to make 400. Well, then I'm down 800. And then I'm like, fuck this. I'm down 800 now. I got to pass this account at this point. And it's just a snowball downhill. By Moose, didn't you just have $100 left? Are you still fucking shorting? Sir, don't tell me you're still shorting as it's going. What I would do if I were you, because obviously it's in your mentals a little bit, come back tomorrow or New York session. Worst case, get an account. What I like to do in that situation, let's say I have $400 left on a funded or an eval. I'll buy another account, trade that normally, and then try to take like sniper entries on that account that's at the borderline and just see if I can slowly build it up. Because no matter what, your back's against the wall on that account. You have $50. That's tough. And the hard part there is, well, no, you're still green on it, so you'd be okay, I believe. You should be, what, you lost 1950, so you're at like 750 right now. 50,750. So you can still make it. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a grind. It ain't going to be easy at all. You're at a point where you got to trade maybe 2 micros on ES and hope for the best. But what I like to do is buy another account, trade that next to it, and then do it. Also, what I do when I add into a trade would be something like this, where I bought in here with another eval that I wasn't already in the trade on. I won't add into sizing that I'm already in because I'm in this trade for a reason. At that point, when I take that entry here that I took, that's a new trade for me. So I'm going to keep that one separate, but also execute upon it similarly. Yeah, no, I mean, your back is again, you have $50 in drawdown on an account. The only thing this is going to suck, the only thing you could really say there is good luck. Because that ain't easy. But I'm also not one to sugarcoat things, like a little breather. Like maybe step up from the charts, go take a little lap around your house real quick, come back in. Put the magnet on the chart of a TP. Oh no, I don't. That's the thing. I do, even when I do one-on-ones with people, I don't sugarcoat a damn thing. I've had someone want to schedule one-on-ones with me before after doing something with them. And I told them, I'm like, dude, there's nothing else I can tell you at this point. It is literally you fighting your own demons. Like I can't make you change that. Do you use the indicator? Christian, you're talking about for levels? I use it on options charts. I don't use it on future charts. Adding some more shorts. All right, AXP, if you want to square up, brother, you want to fucking start throwing. I love my demons. See, but you have to become one with your demons. Use them in a positive light. I love my demons, dude. Use them in the gym. Hell yeah. Don't even need pre-workout half the time. Use that in the gym and you have a fire workout. Just added 100 lots and slots. Hell yeah. Take a look at MU if you haven't. My jaw dropped. Yeah, the tech. Everybody knows what MU looks like. It is a 20% rally on the day. By Moose, read what you just said back in your head real quick. You answered your own question at the end. And also, if there's ever a point where you look at a chart, this is for everybody. If you look at a chart and you have to think, do I want to long or short this? You have your answer. It's do nothing the entire time. If you don't have a clear, decisive, I'm long on these charts or I'm short on these charts, don't fucking trade. There's no reason to put risk on. None. Most people think you have to either be long or short. Cash is the most valuable position you can have in the market. At least when it comes to like day trading, obviously. AXP rage baiting tonight? He's not rage baiting. That's just AXP. Swing trading better? It all depends. Depends on the person. I swing trade out here to escape the 9 to 5. There's going to be days where you trade longer than 9 to 5, at least for me. I'll trade multiple sessions if the setup's there, but then there's days where I don't trade at all. There's days I won't trade Asia. I won't trade New York. Doesn't matter because the charts don't look good. And it's just hit and miss. I trade for the freedom of I can do whatever I want during the day, which is what I usually do. It's only 9:30 to 4. Well, yeah. But I used to trade way longer. When I was in my degen phase, yeah, Keith, I keep seeing that update. Internet is lagging a little bit. I also have to go get a new modem from AT&T. But I think I'm on my brother's internet right now, which should be fine, but it bugs occasionally. It's where I live. Keep freezing? Yeah. It kicks back on after a few seconds. We ain't going nowhere. Don't worry. Ark, you and me both. But that's the thing. Most people just look. In the beginning, people overtrade. I used to trade Asia Open until 4 p.m. of New York close. And it was regularly, and it was bad. All right, give me this little push. So I will be trimming here. I do still like 55 because it's New York Open. To be honest, I'm trimming here just because of where my fundeds are. And I'd like to lock in some profit on the day. YM looks great for that push into the highs. It's great for learning profit factor because I love learning on the actual charts as they're playing out versus backtesting. I've rarely backtested in my life. 16 hours. Logan, there were days where I didn't sleep. Most of the time I would sleep. What I would do is I would tilt until like 2 a.m. during the Asia session. And then I would go to sleep, wake up for New York, and tilt all throughout New York when my tilts used to happen on prop firms. It was a wild ride. Carry a 2-day tilt, 16 hours, 2 days in a row. Tough. But the cool thing is you can walk away from it and you're only down like $500 because you just lost like 5 evals. But no, I used to have bad tilts. I did. 5 moves. Make sure there's at least water at the bottom, brother. You gotta remember, it's just an eval in the end. Yeah, hysteric. I think it's my Wi-Fi bugging a little bit. Which it's a give and take with my streams. But someone said MU was up 8% after hours. She ripsticking. I mean, it's up, but it's not even over high day yet. I would fully anticipate MU and AMD to continue ripping. That's why I'm interested in NVIDIA. I mean, if we get NVIDIA to play a little bit of catch up off this daily support here, you're talking 230s. Maybe not this week, but 230s look interesting. For sure. Forward test. Dude, it's called forward test. It is. People talk about it all the time. If someone who actually trades like in the pits heard that, they'd be like, dude, what are you talking about? Well, yep, nope, forward testing. I don't back test. Yeah, profit vector. Psychology is everything. It is. It truly is. And that's the thing. Trading, and I will die on this throne. Trading is one of the easiest things out there. Looking at a chart, trading the setups that you know work and that you have data on. One of the easiest things to possibly do. Right? We're just looking at candles that look good or bad for a certain direction and putting risk on. What's hard is when we get psychologically invested in the trade and then we fuck everything up. That's where it gets hard. But just looking at a chart and thinking, oh, this is bullish or this is bearish is easy. What sports teams do you like? Cleveland, baby. I'm not a big Cavs fan, though. And I know they just got smoked. Someone's going to say it. I'm just not a basketball fan in general. But no, I like the Browns. I like the Indians. And then Ohio State. And then I watch a lot of UFC. Damn, I'm sorry. Aaron, number one thing that means is loyal to the core. Ain't going anywhere. Crazy part is I became a Browns fan. I didn't even grow up a Browns fan. So that's even worse. I looked at them, saw them getting their shit pumped all the time and said, you know what? Let's root for them. $600 profits, scalping NQ. Beautiful, beautiful. We're really fighting this area. I still expect us to hit it, but we are fighting this area. Oil came down here. Hit 1 point away from that target. Where are we at? A little over 2R. Are you break even? I am. Stop is break even. Because structurally, it should not go down there. Aaron, I think it's rough for anybody who lives near Dodgers fans. Just in general. I mean, dude, even like, dude, so many people just have so many issues with the Dodgers because everything going on with baseball. But I feel like it's just LA and New York teams. A lot of people just want to hate. They're hard to hate, though. They're really hard to hate. You know who's easy to hate? The Chiefs. Like 90% of people don't like them. What do you do in a one-on-one? Work with someone one-on-one with their trading. The main thing is figure out what exactly they want to work on personally. And then we work genuinely on a one-on-one level. Now, I will say, I usually don't just do one-off one-on-ones because if I'm working with someone, I genuinely want to work with someone. It's just one-offs I'll do, but not as often. I'm more strict on those. But if I'm genuinely working with someone to better their trading, I want to actually work with them over time and see progress, which is what I mainly focus on with people. Nothing tests you more than being 0.22% away from consistency for a payout. VT, that's not something I've had to deal with yet. That's not something I've had to deal with. But that sounds detrimental. Logan, Mahomes is good. Mahomes' football knowledge in general is phenomenal. Without Mahomes, though, I think the Chiefs are kind of washed for the most part. But his football IQ is phenomenal. I think the problem is too many people look at the Chiefs as like the greatest team to exist, when most of the time, because of how knowledgeable they are about the game and winning, they're like a one score kind of game, one score game kind of win, you know? And I'm not saying they're a bad team at all. Last year, in the beginning of the season, they were ass. They were, you can't argue it, even if you're a diehard Chiefs fan. They picked it up, but in the beginning of the year, they were ass. They were insane, 100%. But I'm saying the Chiefs right now, they're very, very good football IQ. They're a lot of one score games where they get that lead and then hold it for a long time. Love it, VT. I didn't have a problem with the Chiefs till Taylor Swift came out. I don't know. To be honest, I don't give a shit about Taylor Swift. It's going to, like, the fact that she's there. I mean, it brings more fans to the overall game in general, which there's going to be bandwagoners no matter what. You know how many bandwagoners came to Cleveland because Shadur Sanders got signed? Insane. An absurd amount of people. I was at the game when he started playing, and it was diabolical. How crazy the crowd went. And then he threw 2 picks, but, you know. Logan, I hope so too. I think it's going to take time. I think he needs a lot of reps, but I think he needs an elite, not even elite level QB ahead of him. He needs someone very knowledgeable about the game ahead of him that can help him grow. And then I think he can be a really good quarterback. But there's a lot of people who thought he was going to be the next Tom Brady out the gate, and I think they're delusional. I.O., baby. I'm a big USC fan, too, because I grew up in Reggie Bush era. Yes, sir. So you saying Ohio State is tough? I mean, it's hard growing up in Ohio and not loving Ohio State. Yeah, Mike, you just got to be, there's a difference there. To be able to hold longer, you got to be willing to take stops, even after your trade's green. You're probably fine with that, but a lot of people usually aren't. A lot of people aren't okay seeing a trade that's up here at, 1.8R go red. Or break even or whatever it was. I was going to lose like $100 if it went down. Sometimes you just got to be willing to take that if that's what the market's going to give you. And there's times I'll miss something by a point and it pulls back, and it is what it is. Now, if we start pulling back, unless we get a flash crash, I'll likely get out before we hit the stop. But I'm also willing to take a break even here, which is crazy because we're a point away from target. Give me a fill. Give me a fill. Give me 8 more likes, and we'll run a giveaway. Real ones on the bandwagon that accompanied LeBron. Dude, there's people in Cleveland that either despise everything LeBron or just love him through and through because he brought us a championship. Kept chilling myself out. There's trades I'll do that, but if I think the market's going to consolidate more, I'll trail out or I'll leave my stop. You guys saw me yesterday on oil. As I expected oil not to pull back in general, I just kept trailing the stop along with the trade, which I'm cool with. All right, Gael. Look, GOAT's tough. GOAT in what aspect for LeBron? And I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not a legend. I'm not saying he's like not top 2. If you took NQ as faster, well, yeah, NQ's faster, brother. That's just knowledge. NQ is always faster than ES. Rat rate's slow. He's not the GOAT. He's played the longest, which has helped his stats drastically. But there's also like different eras. Like I'm not one to like dive into that because I'm not a huge basketball fan, but there's two eras, so it's really hard to compare those two against each other. Wemby's ready to go, can't lie. Are you an MJ fan? No. I'm just logical. It's just, you look at people, that's the thing I don't agree with is people will look at their career stats and compare them. I don't know exactly how many years MJ played, but I know it wasn't a shitload, and I know LeBron's is like 23. Kobe's also up there. But also, you're talking to someone who's not even a basketball fan. So if you argue with me, that's just on you for not knowing. That's just fully on you. That's like me arguing the Messi Ronaldo thing. I haven't watched a soccer game in my life. I'll argue it, but I have zero play in that conversation. I don't even have an opinion, but I'll make one just for the fun of it. Yeah, see, LeBron's on 20. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a big discrepancy there, but, I mean, they're both phenomenal fucking players. They're just different eras in general. The NBA was a completely different game back then when MJ played. You know why? Here, I'll do some hot take. MJ is more of a GOAT than LeBron because Space Jam 1 was way better than Space Jam 2. Ending on that right there. Some people, that's going to piss some people off so bad. But wholeheartedly, way better. Luka was my GOAT till he ripped me away. Most fab, I don't watch soccer, brother. It's not something I've ever grew up getting into. And it's something I didn't play. I pay attention to a lot of sports that I've played for the most part. Dude, imagine that conversation. Someone gets in a serious debate over who's the GOAT, MJ or LeBron. And you just look at him and say Space Jam 1 was way better than Space Jam 2, so MJ's the GOAT. You're just going to leave him speechless in general and probably pissed off. Can't sign in the trade event with my funded. Interesting. Was the NFL equivalent of a Luka trade? I can't answer that because I don't know the parameters of the Luka trade. Someone who loves basketball and football would have to answer that. But for me, I can't. See you later, Vantis. I mean, to be honest, just so you know, once we hit 2 more likes and this trim, I'm going to be doing the giveaway. Gael, I can't watch live games. I'll get striked harder than we did playing Yankee Doodle. So it's not going to be possible. There's a chance I put them on my monitor, or put them on my phone, just keep it low volume and watch it. We hype it up together. Sports bets, though, I'm in. Some people are going to hate that, but I'm in for sports bets. A little $10 parlay. Hell yeah. Might even do a Saturday stream towards, usually October. Watch the red team kick the shit out of the blue team. It does. And Logan, that's how I do it. I'm not out here betting $200 on a team to win a game. I'm going to bet $10 or $5 just to make it that much more interesting. Because without fantasy football or sports betting, I probably wouldn't watch a whole lot of sports. I want to watch Ohio State versus Texas. I'll take that. It all depends about Arch Manning. I mean, right now, last year, dude, Texas ain't shit. If Texas plays like that, Texas, that ain't shit. maybe Max Crosby. But I don't know if I consider that because the Max Crosby deal wasn't like terrible. It was also crazy that they denied him because of his injury. Yeah, I agree, Keith. 100%. I won't like just sit on the couch and watch 5 hours of football. Well, maybe like 1 or 2 days a year I will. It'll just be my crash out day. For the most part though, I'm usually doing stuff while it's just playing in the background. Yeah. That's what happens. You have a well-renowned name behind your school. You know, versus having to spend $500 million on a roster, but. Let's go. I don't know if that would be, because yeah, it's different. Well, I have to know who he got traded for on the basketball aspects. I don't know that. But, I mean, Stafford's still a fire QB. He just doesn't have as much time left as Allen does, most likely. Why am I so patient on the S&P 500? Because I anticipate it to be patient and slow. I love just letting a trade cook and work out. What I'm going to do though is slam a little stop, or not a stop, a fill here. Just in case it does reject, it can spike higher. I'll take a farther trim if it does. For now though, I'm just going to say I took a trim here. I still have contracts on. Now it's just, is it going to keep running or not? Stop, I'm going to move up to 43. So we take this, slide her up. Main reason, if this pulls back, I want to be out. I'm cool with it. So we look for that continuation. Now let's see where we would want to go if it continues. Yesterday's Asia high. Oh, no, that's the New York high. That's our actual target. It's where we're going, at least target-wise. If I don't stop and break even or in profits, I'm just going to target yesterday's size. Probably going to trim way before then, but we ride. What was that R? Like 2.3, somewhere around there. $2.0. I'll take it. Not a bad little trim. Mike, not yet. I need to get filled first. Which means if I look at the likes and we're at 125, I'll run a giveaway. Even though we didn't get 150, we got a nice trade. So I'll run a giveaway because by the end of the giveaway, y'all are probably going to like it anyway and get us to 150. So I'll take it. There's a level at 750, isn't there? I haven't looked. I usually don't use them on these charts. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all don't. Ooh, shit. I forgot I have. Let's close up that eval. All right. I forgot I even had that third eval in there off that low. So I just closed up that eval up here. That one is 850 away from passing, and I'll have another funded on Lucid. So I'm just riding the two funded accounts that are synced together at the moment. Letting those ride up. At a certain point, it will kick me out due to where I have my consistency set, but that won't be for like 12-ish points or so. Probably upwards around 60. Did I change my background back here? No, I just don't have. I just didn't pull the cord. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Most fab. It's just me being patient and me like moving stops up with the charts and letting a trade work is just confidence in your strategy and your setup. It's just confidence in the trade in general. Like there's a lot of people who probably would have panic sold on this 5-minute candle. To me, why panic sell if I'm already fully accepting the stop I had in place, which I had already moved? So at that point, my overall risk on that would have been $100. I don't care if it stops me out for $100. I really don't. So why would I full panic if it's going to go hit that stop, you know? It's just looking at things like that and realizing like, is it worth stressing over? And my whole thesis and the way I trade is just enter a trade. And as long as I'm sized properly, just let it work. Harith, I am on Flex. That account was already up on the account. I think I have 2 more evals that are down like 400 and 500 each on Lucid. That one's up 2,200. I have another one up like 500, and then one of them I just passed. They're all Flex accounts with Lucid. But so I have consistency on the evals. If you're talking about the funded accounts, I'm on Tradeify growth accounts. I don't know why I've always just used Tradeify growth. I need to move to the select for that 5-day, but I treat them the same for the most part. Are you familiar with the builder accounts? I'm not. I've never used them. I haven't used my fund and future in like 3 years. Oh no, Harith, the one that I'm still in is a funded. It is a Tradeify growth. And that's just the accounts that I ended up buying in the past. And I have. But I don't pay too much attention to consistency. I just don't want to kill myself to where if I make $2,000, that's not enough to make $7, you know? So I just set it usually at like between 1,000 and like 1,500 on whatever account and just let the trade work for runners. Why are you targeting that high on ES, Logan? This just today's highs. Well, the overnight session highs from Sunday. If we get continuation, ES wants to play a game of catch up. That's where you can go. You can target 55, which was my broader target in the beginning, because that's a really big pivot here, really big support from that overnight session. Over that, I'd be looking towards all-time highs. So that's the main thesis. It's just at this point, when I let runners go, I'm usually just letting them cook, throwing a stop on the account somewhere and just see what they do, you know? What's your strategy? I trade the Rake Trades mastermind system for the most part. And then I added a bunch of little twists that I found benefit the way I like to trade in my strategy in general. Sorry, I got an itch. But yeah, I tweak it to fit the way I currently want to trade with like trimming, holding, where I want my pivots during the Asia session for the most part. And yeah, so it's all within the Discord as well. If you want to learn how we trade, you can sign up for the Discord. It is $99 currently. Jake hasn't canceled the sale, which is crazy. So it's $99 a month for life. Not one time. So it's as long as you don't cancel, you keep the discount. Code stream at checkout gets you that. You get the entire education course, 500 plus bonus lessons. The entire Discord, which has every single stream person except Christian posting their trades, and 3 of the Discord moderators in there as well that post trades, and a whole community. But yeah, there's a lot of value there, especially for $99. It is crazy cheap. Still waiting for Jake to cancel that code. He hasn't done it yet, so take advantage while you can. But other than that, if you want to learn like more so about how I trade, I do offer one-on-ones. So you just got to shoot me a DM and we talk about it and see if it's something we want to go forward with on that. Gail, you don't understand what account? Oh, the builder. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the builder. I know the word builder. I have no clue about the builder. With that, though, we're over the likes, so I appreciate y'all. Let me open Streamlabs real quick. These dudes never complete their giveaways. Never. They never close them. Always open. Every stream. Not starting it yet. You'll see. Y'all know. You'll see the comment. Pretty sure I spell chat wrong every single day. To enter the giveaway, all you need to do is type !enter in the chat on YouTube. That'll give you a ticket. I hate that I have to say this, but I do. If the bot replies saying you got a ticket for the giveaway, you didn't win, you got a ticket. At the end, when I pick the winner, that's who wins. Just because we get DMs for people who get a ticket and they claim they won, but you didn't. We are giving away a 50K Traded by Growth account. I haven't started yet, so if you typed enter, you will have to do it again once the bot replies, which is going to be right now. So the bot is there, should see the comment. Once you see the comment, type !enter, get in the giveaway. With that, I'm gonna take like a 30-second break while y'all do that. You have 5 minutes, so roughly at 9:40. So anyone watching on a TV, watching somewhere else, maybe you're cooking dinner, you have 5 minutes. Some point in those 5 minutes, get in there. Type !enter. While you do that, hit the thumbs up button, show some love. Like the stream, like you motherfucker. Like the stream, show some support. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Keith, you should have a reply to it that tags you. If you didn't get a reply, you likely have a ticket. Sometimes the bot does bug, but you likely have one. There's currently 83 people in. Worst case, type !enter 2-3 times. Make sure you got one. Yeah, just make sure you're typing it correctly with the !enter, and then it should reply to you. I feel this is the one I win. Gael, I just took your name out, so I don't know if there's a chance you win it. Keith, you are putting a space in between your exclamation mark and the enter word. Do not put a space. So you are not in. You still have a minute 20. You are not in. No space in between them. God damn it, Ollie. Now you are in. Now you see the reply to your ticket. There you go. You're lucky I checked your logs, or else you wouldn't have been in ever. What do you think about the new electric Ferrari? We looked at it yesterday on stream, and I think it looks like a bougie EV Mustang or whatever the Toyota car was. And I personally think it looks like shit. Just saying. I think it looks terrible. Fucking horrible. Like, if I think of Ferrari, I don't want to get something that looks like a $300,000 Mustang. That's the iPhone designer who made it. It makes sense. He took something that already existed, tweaked 2 things on it, and said, you know what, this is glorious. Running out of time here. You have 5 seconds. Just in case, I'm going to resume it for, let's do 30 seconds. If you didn't enter, you get 30 seconds. You're lucky I'm generous today. You're lucky. Hell yeah, Gael. Did you ask him how much it was to buy it? Go as good as they are in F1. Dude, I've wanted to get into F1, but I haven't really watched it. All right, we are closing entries, and the winner is the Mudbutt. Mr. Mudbutt, you are in. Timothy, my first name is Ron. My last name starts with a G. I put it together, and that's just what came out. But did you win before? Or is that your first? Never? Perfect. All right. Shoot me a DM on either Discord or Instagram. Let me know which one you're shooting me a DM on. I'll get you that code. 50K Tradeify growth account coming your way. Rerun? You sure? Positive. You want me to give it away? I can. Well, no, I'm glad you answered, else we'd be sitting here for 10 more minutes. Give it away. Got it. So, Mudbutt has won, but apparently he's the guy and he's already maxed out on Tradeify. So with that, the new winner. And Mudbutt, I'm going to delete your name on this. You're going to see that in stream. Just that way, if you win in the future when maybe you have 4 accounts, or if you win a different account, someone doesn't look at it and say, oh my God, he already won. So technically, you didn't win. Wick Sniper 67. Are you here? Yeah, let's go. I used the same entries. Don't worry. What's that? What do you mean NQ just passed your entry? Wicked says thanks, Mud. Hell yeah. Nah, we love people give it back. Especially because he could have sat there and used it as a backup or something like that, but he's generous. Appreciate you, Mud. Wicked Sniper 67. All you got to do, click that Instagram link if you don't follow me already. DM me on Instagram. If you're in the Discord, shoot me a DM there. And I'll give you the code. Either way, Mudbutt, I hope you get a 5 account max payout for that. And Wicked Sniper, I hope you get it funded and then a payout. Funded first, though. See you tomorrow, Mike. Dude, the Tick Tickler and Mudbutt are the greatest 2 names in here that I've seen. There's probably some other lurkers that don't talk. Thanks, Mike. Wick Sniper, let me know when and where you DM me real quick, just so I can confirm, since I don't know if I've talked to you before. So I just want to confirm that I get your DM. Appreciate you, brother. I do have to find more just so that way I have more to choose from. Sent in Discord? Coalition? Just double checking. It's the only DM I got, so I would assume so. You start singing? No. No. Keith, if you're new here, so it's not just me. I do Asia session. We have Azang Trades, the GOAT, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern. Jake is live 8:30 a.m. to about 11 to noon, somewhere in there. Mitch is 12:30 to 1:30, and then Christian runs 1:30 to New York close. So we have 5 people who stream on this channel. Basically all hours, for the most part. What time exactly do you get on? I get on 7 p.m. Eastern every day, Sunday to Thursday. Sundays, though, Jake starts at like 5:30, depending on when he wants to. Ollie did just put all the streamers' Instagrams right there. If y'all want to go follow them, show them some love. Appreciate it. Try to catch them? Yeah, we do it so that way people can catch different time slots whenever they're able to. Right, with that, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night tonight. About 3 hours, not too shabby of a stream. A little short of 3. Usually we do, our time, and Keith, something to know, my time slot's usually 7 to 9. I rarely only stream till 9 unless the market just really sucks. So what I think I'm going to do is call it a stream. Hell of a trade. Happy with it. A little 2R. Glad we moved that trim from 55 down to 50 and then just took it. This is why I took it. Knew there's a slight chance of us pulling back. This one gets stopped in runners or in profit. Oh well. Beautiful trade. Just make sure, number one thing, if that runner gets stopped, if you're in a trade, make sure you cancel all your other orders so you're not in. Oh wait, I gotta edit that. I didn't adjust my orders, so I would have just shorted if that filled. Let me make sure that's fixed. Okay, I'm fixed. All good. So nice little trade on the day. Up really nice on the week. So far we're up, what, 4-ish on the 2 trades. Beautiful start. Rest of the week we're just chilling now. But with that, I'm going to call it a stream. Y'all have a great rest of your night. I will see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy.